Welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about itemization changes and jewelry crafting. I already talked about that kind of stuff in my video from yesterday, but I want to get into more detail this time. Because as you all know, there will be way more combinations possible than there is currently in the game. Now, the biggest change is that two-handed weapons will now count as 2 bonuses. So when you look at staves, bows and two-handed swords, or axes and maces, any kind, they will give you 2 bonus. So for example, when you look at this lightning staff of Julianos, you can have 3 body pieces and then a staff. The staff will provide you with the 4th and 5th bonus. Now what does that mean for any build that runs like a two-handed weapon? You basically open up one slot that you didn't have before. So you can run a 5-5-2 setup. This means I can run 3 jewelry, a weapon, and I have the full wizardry post build, like set. I don't need a sword and a shield, for example. Then I can have another 5-piece set here on the chest and the monster set. So all two-handed builds gained a lot of like damage, versatility and all that stuff in Summerset. The only thing that doesn't change is like ability altering weapons. You don't get anything extra from that. So they kind of got the indirect nerf. Like they didn't get the direct nerf because they didn't change the sets. Maybe we will see buffs for those weapons. It would be actually nice to add back like the spell damage, max magicka and that stuff that they actually gave prior to the change of the ability altering weapons. I think, when was it? In Morrowind? Pre-Morrowind, those the set bonus like crushing wall was enchantment, and you also got like 189 spell damage, and they removed that. So if they could give that back, it would definitely put them on an even playing field again. Still, those sets will still be powerful, like the Maelstrom stuff. You still want it on the back bar, especially because light and heavy attacks are going to do more damage. But anyway, second thing, jewelry crafting. So when you look at the list there is basically, we already know Robust, Healthy and Arcane, and then there will be 6 new ones. Bloodthirsty, Harmony, Infused, Triune, Protective and Swift. Those things still might change a little bit, but I'm sure most of them will actually stick. So there's a few very interesting ones. Obviously Bloodthirsty, so increases execute damage by 20% when enemies below 25%. A lot of people got confused with this one. The moment the enemy drops to 25%, all damage you do is increased by 20%. Even non-execute abilities. That's the thing. That might be a bigger problem in PvP, because the moment you basically drop to 25%, you're dead, no matter what. Because you can stack 3 of those, so you will get 60% extra execute damage on all your abilities. Yes, you lose out on other stats, but 60% extra execute damage is just insane. We will see if it stays like this, the PTS. Harmony, it doesn't increase the duration of synergies, if I remember correctly, so I guess it might be nice for some niche builds, but that's about it. Then we have Infused. Now this will amp up your spell and weapon damage by quite a bit, but again you will lose resources. Then Triune, basically your tri-stat glyph. Let me actually see, kind of like the multi-effect enchantment that we have here just for jewelry. Protective. If I recall correctly, it only adds physical resistance. I am not 100% sure anymore, but I think so. Then we have Swift with increased movement speed. So yeah, those two, I guess, nice, but whatever. Robust Arcane, Bloodthirsty, Infused, Triune, those look very interesting, but the others are probably just for niche builds. So those changes, all those changes will affect build variety by a ton. When we look at sets like Ravager, at the moment, let me actually see, do I have jewelry? Yep. At the moment, you only can get heavy armor jewelry in healthy traits. That's why a lot of combinations were not possible. They were possible, but you lost so much other stats that it wasn't really worth it. But now, you can change this ring into a robust trait, giving you, like, basically 870 stamina instead of health. That's very, very nice. Same with, let me actually, do I have a set piece? When you look at Elfbane, same thing. Yeah, I'm even wearing it. This is a heavy armor set, so jewelry is only healthy. But now I can actually have arcane jewelry and 2 pieces of Elfbane, and then 5 other light armor pieces. So I can do a light armor setup with Elfbane. I already have a prototype build for a Magicka DK on my website. I will start putting more prototype builds there, just so you actually see what kind of really nice combos are possible. But keep in mind, those are prototype builds. They might change or just get removed, because you never know in which corner Rubble lurks and then hits the juicy nerf button, but we will see. Oh yeah, there is a lot of Fury crafting to do in general, both for PvP and PvE. But yeah, two-handed builds definitely gained more out of those changes, like compared to dual wield builds or sword and board builds. We probably will see more two-handed setups, especially in PvP, because light attacks will deal so much more damage next patch, so it's probably going to be almost a must-have. You lose out on too much damage if you don't run like stuff opposed to a sword and board setup and things like that. But we will see. Those are just predictions. Now this was just my 2 cents on that thing. I do hope the ability altering weapons like Maelstrom Master will get their bonuses back like they had here to Morrowind. I think they changed those in Morrowind, I'm not sure anymore, but yeah. Otherwise, it's nice to see other sets buffed, because you can have 2 slot pieces now, but it's also sad to see the ability altering weapons being indirectly nerfed, because people farmed them forever. So it kinda would suck to not be able to use them anymore. Some will still be used, don't get me wrong, because in the end you want to look for sets that you can front bar, then run on the back bar something else, or vice versa. That's the thing. Anyway, maybe please let me know what you think about the jewelry traits. What would you like to see changed, for example? What would you like to see changed on staves or ability altering weapons, or just itemization in general? I'm definitely looking forward to that update. There will be a lot of strong combinations, so it might take 1-2 patches to figure out really good combinations, and I'm sure Zenimax will have to adjust some combos in the future, because yeah, otherwise some setups will just get too strong. Anyway, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.